I'm Michael Dallo, and I'm here with Augustine Kitzilla, and this is our Satire project. Augustine's going to present our first case.
The Broward County ransom story. Our education has very obviously been on the forefront of the American schedule, considering the lifetime of college debts. Amongst all the times Pinnacle was down, Canvas didn't work, or Microsoft Teams wasn't worth bothering with, one excuse is reasonable. Another anonymous hacker gang showed up and decided to hold Broward County Schools ransom for $40 million, since the group apparently had that much information. Well, as negotiations broke down, the group didn't have the cojones to back up their talk and decided to drop the ransom to $10 million. After that, they locked down some computers to show how much they're in control, even though they only had control of a whopping 30 computers in the Broward County school systems, which were simply replaced for new ones. In a rage, the hacker group released 26,000 files, consisting of taxes, salaries, human resource documents, and some receipts since 2018 to now, which such danger and miss is quite reasonable why Pinnacle was down for like a week. It was a real inconvenience. Our next story will be the police taser case. There's a distrust of police in our society nowadays. It's been more prominent than ever due to the fact that you would think that the police would only hire the top 15-20% at the academies instead of Paul Blart police officers that are extremely prominent in the rural America. Now, before I start this story of incompetence, I should let you all know that officers are taught to alert other officers when drawing a taser, and also a taser should be holstered in the non-dominant hand.
We begin with our suspect being arrested by two officers. Obviously, he does not want to be arrested and begins with a struggle with the officers. And our veteran female officer rolls up in her cruiser and crams herself between the both of the capable man officers that are on the scene and she draws her 2-pound pistol, mistaking it for her taser, and yells, "Taser, taser, taser," warning the other officers to back away, and she just kind of puts a shot into our man DeAndre's chest. And DeAndre manages to put his foot on the pedal and speed away, kind of to his death, leaving the other officers just looking at each other in shock and awe, just saying, "Oh, shiitake mushrooms, I just shot him." Okay, our next case is about the vaccine badges, which are being talked about in Congress right now. So, this is a serious topic, and countries around the globe are announcing about vaccination passports to allow travel. Now, if you're like me, this sounds slightly familiar, and they're gathering us just to give us little yellow badges that we're all missing, but the government also is going to give us mandated showers, maybe too. Anyways, countries like China and Japan have announced the passport is going to be digital and that it'll be a QR code of sorts. The United States hasn't announced anything mandatory, but there are talks of these passports in our Congress right now. Even our governor, Ron DeSantis, has shown his disapproval of this idea by putting a ban requiring these badges, even if they were mandated in the government. Now, instead of trying to give us citizens badges to wear on our sleeves, and they want to separate us citizens, if there isn't any proof of that, but we've seen in the past the attitudes will change. Segregation has taught us anything. When we're presented that someone is different, we're going to treat them differently until realizing otherwise.
And that concludes our satire project. I was Augustine Casilla.
And
my
I'm Michael
partner
Dallo.
was Michael Dallo.
Finn.
Finn, cut.
Finn.
Okay.